What if one of the most famous structures on Earth was built by people whose names have almost completely disappeared from history and collective human memory forever? For centuries, travelers, historians, explorers, and dreamers have stared at the Great Pyramid of Giza and asked exactly the same fascinating question repeatedly. Who built the pyramids? Was it a lost civilization, mysterious technology, forgotten knowledge, or something far stranger than we have ever imagined before? The question refuses to disappear because the pyramids themselves seem almost impossible when viewed through modern eyes and expectations of ancient capabilities. Standing beside the Great Pyramid creates an overwhelming feeling. Its size dominates the landscape and challenges our assumptions about the ancient world. More than 4,500 years have passed since its construction, yet the monument continues inspiring wonder, debate, curiosity, and admiration. Empires have risen and collapsed. Kingdoms have disappeared. Entire civilizations have faded into memory while the pyramid remains standing proudly. Generation after generation has looked upon the structure and struggled to understand how such an achievement became possible in ancient times. The pyramid almost seems to challenge time itself, surviving events that erased countless rulers, armies, cities, and political systems. Its enormous stone blocks remain carefully arranged, creating one of humanity's most recognizable architectural achievements and enduring historical mysteries. Many people focus on the question of how it was built, but perhaps a more important question deserves our attention first. Who devoted years, decades, and entire lifetimes to creating something so massive that it would outlive nearly everything around it? Throughout history, countless explanations have been proposed to answer that mystery, ranging from scientific theories to extraordinary speculation. Some claim advanced lost technologies existed. Others suggest forgotten civilizations possessed knowledge unavailable to the modern world. A few theories even propose outside intervention from beings far beyond the boundaries of ordinary human experience and understanding. These ideas attract attention because the pyramids feel extraordinary, and extraordinary achievements often inspire extraordinary explanations. Yet the more evidence researchers uncover, the more the story appears connected to something surprisingly familiar rather than supernatural. The truth may not involve mysterious visitors or impossible technologies hidden beneath the sands of Egypt. Instead, the answer could reveal something far more remarkable about human determination, cooperation, organization, and persistence across generations. Before we understand who built the pyramids, we must first understand the world that demanded their construction. That world belonged to ancient Egypt, a civilization shaped by powerful rulers, religious beliefs, and ambitious visions of eternity. At the center of this story stood a king whose name remains connected to one of history's greatest monuments. His name was Khufu, and his ambitions would help create a project unlike anything humanity had previously attempted. The challenge ahead would require enormous resources, extraordinary planning, and the efforts of thousands upon thousands of people. Around 2,600 years before Christ, Egypt stood among the most powerful and organized civilizations anywhere in the ancient world. The kingdom prospered along the Nile River, whose predictable floods supported agriculture, trade, population growth, and centralized political authority. At the top of this society stood Pharaoh Khufu, a ruler believed by many subjects to possess divine significance. For ancient Egyptians, death represented not an ending, but a transition into another stage of existence beyond earthly life. Preparing for that journey required elaborate rituals, sacred beliefs, and monumental structures designed to preserve royal legacy forever. Khufu envisioned a tomb unlike anything built before, a monument capable of expressing power, faith, permanence, and cosmic order. The scale of the project was staggering. Millions of stone blocks would eventually become part of the completed structure. Some individual blocks weighed several tons, creating enormous logistical challenges for ancient builders without modern machinery or engines. There were no cranes, trucks, hydraulic systems, or advanced industrial equipment available to assist the construction process. Everything depended upon planning, organization, human labor, engineering knowledge, and remarkable levels of coordination across large groups. Workers extracted stone from quarries, shaped blocks carefully, and transported materials across considerable distances toward the construction site. Every stage demanded precision because even small errors could affect the stability and alignment of the growing monument. Researchers believe workers use sleds and carefully manage surfaces to reduce friction while moving extremely heavy stones. Evidence suggests water may have been poured onto sand, helping large loads travel more efficiently across difficult terrain. These methods appear simple compared with modern technology, yet they reveal impressive practical understanding and problem-solving abilities. Thousands of individuals likely participated in construction efforts over many years, each contributing specialized skills and labor. Stonecutters, transport crews, supervisors, architects, craftsmen, and administrators all played important roles within the massive undertaking. The pyramid was not merely a building. It was an enormous national project involving resources from across Egypt. Every day began before sunrise. Workers faced heat, exhaustion, physical strain, and demanding expectations from project leaders. Yet, despite these hardships, evidence increasingly suggests a story very different from what many people once believed. For generations, a popular assumption claimed the pyramids were built primarily through slave labor and brutal oppression. The image became deeply embedded in popular culture, appearing repeatedly in books, films, documentaries, and historical discussions. However, archaeological discoveries would eventually challenge that narrative and force historians to reconsider long-held assumptions. The real builders of the pyramids may have been far different from the slaves imagined by popular legend. For a long time, many people accepted the idea that slaves built the pyramids because the explanation seemed simple and convincing. The project was enormous, the labor was difficult, and the monument appeared to require tremendous human sacrifice to complete successfully. However, archaeology often challenges assumptions by uncovering evidence hidden beneath centuries of dust, sand, and forgotten history. Near the pyramids of Giza, researchers discovered something that significantly altered our understanding of pyramid construction. They found burial sites associated not with kings or nobles, but with ordinary workers connected to the building project. These discoveries immediately attracted attention because the burials revealed details about status, treatment, and social organization. The workers were not discarded anonymously. They received burials in locations surprisingly close to the royal monuments. Such treatment suggested recognition and respect rather than the neglect commonly associated with large populations of enslaved laborers. Researchers also uncovered evidence of settlements specifically designed to house and support the workforce during construction activities. These communities included housing, food preparation areas, workshops, storage facilities, and infrastructure necessary for large populations. The findings painted a picture of organized labor rather than chaotic exploitation on the scale many previously imagined. Workers appear to have received food, shelter, medical care, and logistical support while participating in construction efforts. Archaeological evidence indicates diets that included bread, fish, meat, onions, and other provisions necessary for demanding physical labor. Maintaining such a workforce required planning and resources, reflecting the administrative capabilities of ancient Egyptian society. This does not mean the work was easy. Conditions remained physically exhausting and often dangerous for participants. Heavy stones, extreme temperatures, injuries, and long hours undoubtedly shaped the daily experiences of many laborers. Yet the evidence increasingly suggests these individuals were workers contributing to a national project rather than slaves alone. Many may have been farmers recruited seasonally during periods when Nile flooding temporarily reduced agricultural responsibilities. Others likely possessed specialized skills developed through years of experience in construction, engineering, stoneworking, or administration. The project depended upon expertise as much as physical strength, requiring coordination among many different professions and responsibilities. Far from being a chaotic mass of laborers, the workforce appears highly organized and remarkably efficient for its time. This realization changes the story dramatically because it shifts attention away from myths and toward human achievement. The pyramids begin to look less like impossible mysteries and more like extraordinary demonstrations of collective effort. Yet one question remains unresolved. Exactly how did these workers accomplish something that still amazes engineers today? Even after centuries of study, the exact methods used to construct the Great Pyramid continue inspiring debate among historians and engineers. The monument remains so impressive that many people still struggle to believe ancient builders accomplished the project themselves. Yet evidence repeatedly demonstrates that human ingenuity can achieve remarkable results when knowledge, planning, and determination combine effectively. Researchers have proposed several theories explaining how massive stone blocks were transported and positioned during construction activities. One popular explanation involves large ramps that allowed workers to move heavy stones gradually upward as the structure expanded. Different versions of this idea exist, including straight ramps, spiral ramps, and combinations of multiple transportation systems. Although debates continue regarding specific details, most scholars agree careful organization played a crucial role throughout construction. Every stone required planning before movement, placement, and alignment could occur successfully within the growing structure. Mistakes could create serious complications, making precision essential from the earliest stages of the project onward. The pyramid was not simply a pile of stones, it represented a carefully designed architectural and engineering achievement. Surveyors measured distances, architects developed plans, supervisors coordinated labor, skilled workers executed highly demanding tasks. Each contribution, no matter how small, helped transform an ambitious vision into physical reality over many years. One of the most astonishing aspects of the Great Pyramid involves its extraordinary alignment and structural accuracy. Despite being built thousands of years ago, its measurements continue impressing experts who study ancient engineering techniques. The monument reflects a sophisticated understanding of mathematics, geometry, logistics, and large-scale project management principles. Rather than proving the existence of lost magic, the pyramid demonstrates what disciplined human effort can accomplish. This realization may be less mysterious than legends about aliens, but it is arguably far more inspiring. The true story reveals people solving problems, adapting methods, sharing knowledge, and pursuing an extraordinary common objective. Modern technology often creates the illusion that ancient societies lacked innovation, creativity, or practical intelligence. The pyramids challenge that assumption by standing as physical proof of remarkable human capability and perseverance. When viewed from this perspective, the monument becomes more than a tomb or historical curiosity. It becomes a symbol of what large groups can achieve when united by belief, purpose, leadership, and commitment. Yet perhaps the most surprising lesson emerges not from the stones themselves, but from the people behind them. Their names largely vanished, but their work survived longer than almost anything else humanity has ever created. Perhaps the most remarkable part of this story is not the pyramid itself, but the people responsible for its existence. Most of their names have disappeared completely, erased by time long before written history could preserve their identities. They were not famous rulers, celebrated generals, or powerful nobles whose achievements filled royal monuments and chronicles. Instead, they were ordinary individuals performing extraordinary work under conditions that demanded endurance, discipline, and sacrifice. Many likely understood they would never receive personal recognition for the role they played in construction efforts. Yet day after day, year after year, they continued contributing to a project larger than any single individual. Their labor became part of a structure that would survive political upheaval, environmental challenges, and the passage of millennia. Today, visitors travel from every corner of the world simply to stand before the results of their efforts. Millions admire the monument, even though almost nobody can identify the workers who helped create it. There is something deeply moving about that reality and what it reveals about human history. Great achievements are often associated with leaders, but they usually depend upon countless unseen contributors behind the scenes. The Great Pyramid may be one of history's most powerful examples of that truth in action. For centuries, people searched for extraordinary explanations involving secret knowledge, impossible technologies, or mysterious outside assistance. Those theories gained popularity because the monument appears too magnificent to be explained through ordinary human effort alone. Yet the evidence points repeatedly toward a different conclusion, one grounded in history rather than fantasy. The pyramids were built by people, skilled workers, planners, architects, administrators, and laborers working toward a shared goal. Their success depended not upon magic, but upon cooperation, organization, innovation, and extraordinary levels of commitment. That answer may seem less mysterious than legends, but it makes the achievement even more impressive. After all, if humans accomplished this thousands of years ago, what does that reveal about human potential itself? The pyramid stands as proof that determination and collective effort can transform ambitious dreams into lasting reality. Its stones tell a story not only about ancient Egypt, but also about the capabilities shared by humanity. When we ask who built the pyramids, perhaps we have been asking the wrong question all along. The better question may be why so many people work together to create something that would outlive them forever. And the answer may simply be this: humanity has always dreamed of leaving a mark that time cannot erase.